And when I
Fantastic.
say that, one other caveat to that, Harry, when you're doing it, find somebody who's done it, but don't try to do it their way. Find somebody who can help you find your pathway,
Mm-hmm.
your success.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have Joseph as guest, which is the founder of IFGT Coaching and Consulting Business. And he's combining 28 years, you look very young, combining 28 years of career in corporate America of to VP of sales, which have created extensive studies in mindset, and he specialized in rapid business growth. So, Joseph, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make your first million in business?
Absolutely, Harry. And it's great to be here with you and get to share this with you. And so really the first step, and I learned these over a 3-decade period, in
Wow.
order to put these together and develop what's now become known as the SMT method. So I'm going to kind of go through that because that's how I help companies rapidly scale their business from startup all the way through somebody who's been in business for a while. So the first one I would say is, before we jump in, because we always want to jump in and we got to get going and everything else. Before you do that, stop and develop what the SMT method refers to as a dynamic vision. What is that business? What's the impact you want to have? How do you want to serve? What do you want your clientele to be? What do you want your team to be? And look at all of that stuff, not just from the outside atmosphere of it, but how do you live owning this business? What level of revenue do you want to generate with this business? And the more clarity you can get up front, the easier the pathway will be to go down it. So often we see people who start businesses and they kind of got a half hint of what they want. A lot of times it's just, I want to make money and I don't want to work for somebody else. And they go about it. And then we see a year and a half, 2 years later, the business is fold and, something else. But having that clarity on the front end before we ever take a step into it, it helps so much throughout that process of it. That would be step one.
Next one.
All right. This next step would be, as entrepreneurs, if you look at what entrepreneurship is, I don't know what the Webster definition of it is, but it's really being out there and being in the flow of things, right? But there's so many things to distract potential business owners, people who want to be entrepreneurs, that says, we have your pathway to success, right? Do what we did, the cookie cutter, the one size fit all, do things, avoid those. Because in order to be successful as an entrepreneur, your pathway is not going to look like anybody else's pathway did. So again, for me, with the SMT method, what I learned in the process of failing and falling down and following somebody else's plan is I had to get to understand what my plan is. What's my plan as it unfolds to show me how to have the successful business that I get to enjoy today. So I would avoid all the cookie cutter one-on-one type of things, or the people that come out and say, we have your pathway to success, because they have their pathway to success, but that won't work for me or you. That would be two.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And then, Joseph, what would be the step number 3 then?
I see where you're going with this, Harry. Here's the third one. Expect that you're going to run into roadblocks. Expect that every day is not going to be a bright, shiny day and things like that, that you're going to run into things with a wall. So having that vision that we talked about at the beginning will help you through those times, because when we're getting through roadblocks, things that are coming up, something can seem like it's a major wall to cross over. But when we have that vision that we're coming from and we can see now, all of a sudden, the road bumps versus walls that we're trying to run through. So that would be the third one, is expect you're going to run into blocks, but you can handle there's answers, there's solutions to every problem. And part of entrepreneurship really is taking those things and turning them into opportunities. And we're all capable of doing that. It's just how we go about it. They can drown some people and they can thrive other people into huge success. So that would be the third step. Expect blocks.
Okay, and then next one, number 4.
Let me guess, Harry. Number 4, right? Here's number 4. I've utilized this to help companies in bankruptcy get back to profitability in record time.
Wow.
Celebrate your successes, no matter how small they are. We so often look beyond the successes, and we're focused. Our whole focus is on the roadblocks. Our whole focus is on the things that aren't right. So when I worked for an organization and helped them get back into profitability, what we did is quit focusing on everything going wrong, and we started putting some attention on the things that were going right. As we did that, we started building off of those, and in record time, we had somebody come in and dump $12 million in operations.
Wow.
And overnight take them from a 3-day-a-month to a 5-day-a-week operation. So it's really important to celebrate the successes as they happen.
And then the last one, what would be the final step?
The last one is to accept help in achieving your success 100%. That you want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
You know, iron sharpens iron. We're so often conditioned that we have to figure it out. We got to come up with it. And really, like I said, iron sharpens iron. We're not meant to go it alone. And really, we can't. I could not get to this level of business without the help I've had along the way and doing it, and relying on the people I've worked with, working with the coaches and the consultants and places like that I've worked with have helped me to launch into what I do today. That would be the 5th step, is don't try to do it alone. And when I say that, one other caveat to that, Harry, when you're doing it, find somebody who's done it, but don't try to do it their way. Find somebody who can help you find your pathway in your success.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.